A woman without a voice of her own suffers in silence. A woman without a mind of her own has no identity. A woman without heart tolerates just about anything. Young girls, ladies, women, find your voice. Express yourself. Be a woman of character. Carry with you your greatest assets, your mind, your heart, and your voice. Don't settle for less. Don't tolerate abuse. Don't be about your past. You are God's greatest gift in this world, a carrier of greatness, a carrier of grace, a carrier of generations and generations. If you dare stop a woman, everything around you might just collapse. That's how great a woman is, because she doesn't just carry in her womb, but she carries greatness in her mind. She carries the heart of God. And so what is this world without a woman? Women of God, ladies, if you have strength of character, you can use that not only to be a survivor, but to be a warrior. So stand up and speak up. It's a woman's war. Be a warrior on your throne. Be like this woman in the book of Esther. Now Esther had no mother and no father, but that did not break her. That did not stop her from breaking through. That did not stop her from breaking every barrier and every boundary to access the throne and obtain favor. Esther had to complete 12 months of preparation. She had to learn to talk the talk and walk the walk and look the part. And so when she was taken to the king, she obtained grace and favor in his sight. So he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen, because she knew what she was doing. She came prepared, and in time, Esther as queen, she had great influence upon the king's ruling. So she dealt with the enemies that threatened her people and her household. Woman of God, if you want to get your crown and get to your throne, you need to prepare yourself, position yourself, carry yourself with great confidence, gain knowledge in different fields of life, and use your mind, use your voice to build and protect. Don't let what happened to you in the past run you over today. You might not have started up great, but you can still make it. Don't try to look like every other woman. Stand out, break the record, and be of greatness. Don't settle for less. In the book of 1 Samuel, we come across the story of Hannah. Hannah had no children, but she was greatly loved by her husband Elkanah. And even so, that was not enough for Hannah. So it was year by year when she went out to the house of the Lord, weeping and praying for God to open her womb. Then Elkanah, her husband, said to Hannah, "Why do you weep? Why do you not eat? Why is your heart grieved? Am I not better to you than 10 sons?" And still that did not stop Hannah. She did not settle for anything less than what she wanted. And so she went on and made a vow to God, saying, "If you give me a son, I will give him back to you all the days of his life." And God granted her with what she prayed for. Ladies, don't let anyone or anything stop you from achieving your dreams and goals. Don't give up on yourself. Don't be fooled by a street talker. Don't let anyone hold you back. Don't let anyone tell you that you cannot do it. Don't let anyone tell you it won't happen for you. Warriors fight for what they believe. Don't let anyone shake your faith. Keep the faith and fight the good fight. Don't settle for anything less than what you deserve. Persist and commit yourself. Run your race and obtain your crown. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer like Hannah, let your request be known to God. Take a step of faith and keep keeping on. In the book of Ruth from chapter 1, we read about the story of Naomi and her daughter-in-law Ruth. Now, when Naomi's husband and son died, Naomi said to her two daughters-in-law, Ruth and Orpah, "Turn back, my daughters. Return to your people. Go back to your mother's house. I have no more sons to marry you." Orpah kissed her mother-in-law Naomi goodbye, and she went back to her people and her gods. But Ruth said, "Where you go, I go. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God." Now, this is a woman who just lost her husband, and though she's a widow, she refused to be treated as one. She refused to go back. She refused to be defined by her past. She says, "That's my past. I am from there, but I'm not going back. I have been there and there's nothing for me there." And so she chooses to take a step of faith. She made up her mind and she forsake her past, choosing the God of Israel. And as she journeyed on to new beginnings, not knowing what is before her, she kept in faith, trusting and hoping. And because of her faithfulness in a time of difficulty, God rewarded her by giving her a new husband, Boaz, and a son. So if Ruth never took that step of faith, if she chose to go back, she wouldn't have witnessed and received God's reward and blessing. Ladies, stop going back to nothing. Move on to something. Stop defining yourself with what happened to you. You cannot fix what is behind you. So chase what is before you. Take a step of faith. Woman of God, if you want change, you need to outgrow certain things in people. If you want better, you need to make up your mind and do better. Don't go back to places and people who threaten your greatness. Don't go back to places and people who dim your light. Don't go back to places and people who want to destroy you. Take a step of faith and speak up. Take a step of faith and move on. Don't let the past override the future you. Greatness is before you. It's not behind you. If you're just going to follow the crowd, you will go no further than the crowd. Be a woman of character. In the book of 1 Samuel chapter 25, we come across the story of Abigail. Abigail was a beautiful woman, and above all, she was intelligent. But she was married to Nabal, a cruel, harsh, heartless man. And even though this woman is married to such a man, she managed to remain true to herself. This woman doesn't allow the situation or the difference between her and her husband define her or break her. But instead, she fills the gap. And by filling the gap, I mean, she steps in where need be. She doesn't keep silent, but she contributes. She adds value. She takes over if need be. So when her husband Nabal failed to reason with David, David decided to avenge. And now Abigail rushes in and calms David. She steps forward with great confidence and intelligence and boldness, and she managed to protect her household and her people safe. Ladies, if you want to be taken seriously, if you want to stand out and be heard, you need to think before you talk. Choose your words wisely. Observe and take notes. Think before you act. Don't just jump into situations. Don't just be about your outer appearance, but work on your inner person. Gain knowledge. Stand for what you believe. Don't just talk the talk, but you need to walk the talk. How you carry yourself as a lady, or how you carry yourself as a woman is very important. And so how you dress yourself and how you address yourself has great influence on your overall performance. And how you dress yourself, how you address yourself has great impact on the audience you will attract, on the attention you will attract. So as much as you work on your outer person, work more on your inner person. I pray that God restore your identity as a warrior woman. May God position you for greatness and prepare you for your crown.